it's going to have to get in front of this truck if it wants to make the exit. And I just literally saw on Chuck Cook's video where the vehicle sped ahead to make its exit. Are we going to be able to get that same thing here? It looks like it. So really negotiating this scenario, excellent. I'm not doing anything. This is stuff I've seen on video. This is fantastic. All right, because we got to merge up here. So are we going to speed ahead of this car so it has to merge in behind us? Yeah, certainly am. All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of Now Testify Full Self-Driving. I'm on 12.4.3, continuing to explore around town. I've got a brand new route that should help us take a look at some general traffic scenarios. We're going to look at a roundabout, a couple of roundabouts, one including a really good sized one, another one that's a small one, as actually I've noticed given 12.4.3 a little bit of issues. So it wants to maybe run over the median once in a while. So we're going to take a look at that, and then I'm going to go back over the bridge and test that off-ramp again, because that's the one area where I'm still seeing some inconsistency. Sometimes it will make it, and sometimes it won't. All right, so I'm at the end of the video. You guys are in for a great ride, but I'm going to cut this into the beginning of the video so I can give my subs a proper shout-out, because I've had so many of them in the last few days. Thank you so much to Chang T, Robert H, Cashmere Cat, Amorphous, an amazing band, spelled differently, but amazing band, Mirek K, Bill H, Tesla Red, C Shiz 22, Rick P, John F, Charles K, Terry G, Raphael B, maybe Raphael B, Porsche Nut, Mark H, Linwood R, 1969, Kodiak Bear, John H, Jew, J-U, and Jerry A. Thank you all so much for subscribing and watching my videos. I love you all so much. I really appreciate it. And if you want a shout out in my next FSD video, definitely sub. I add all my subs to this list, the same list. If you happen to miss my last video or my live stream with Brett, both of those which you'll be able to find in my FSD playlist, maybe one of those will appear here. You will see that it makes it, but in interesting ways. I've had it fail a number of times too. So we'll see what we get today. All right, we've got a big truck here on the side of the road, so we're gonna have to kind of move across this double yellow line to kind of make a little bit of room, and perfect. I mean, obviously not a challenge at all, but that's a very natural move, so very, very good. Overall, I've been very happy with 12.4.3. I have noticed that it is a little bit shy on some maneuvers. And if you watched my first video, how it kind of failed, this guy's like, dived into his car, Duke Boy style. Oh my goodness. Oh, we got some construction up here. I totally forgot about this, and I don't think that I'm gonna want to go to the left here either, so I'm gonna see if I can modify my route real quick, see if we can choose a different route. And I'm getting beeped at. No, it's not gonna let me. So we'll see how it handles the flagger here, I guess. I was kind of hoping it would go right, but maybe it will let us go left. So we're stopped here. This guy's, I think, got plenty of room, yep, to negotiate. And it keeps moving up just a little bit. All right, now we're gonna... So I'm not doing anything. This is actually a really interesting interaction. FedEx gonna go, all right. So we're gonna come really close to, oh my goodness, that was so close to that pylon. So really negotiating this scenario, excellent. I'm not doing anything. This is stuff I've seen on video. This is fantastic. We got another flagger up here. So this was not planned, y'all. This was not planned at all. We got some nice, fresh, crisp lines. Very nicely took that left turn, negotiated that traffic, went right past that FedEx truck, left room for that other car, and even stopped for the flagger. I mean, bravo. You know, that's one of those things that's hard to tell if it was like legit coded or part of the system, but it totally worked and was very safe. Fantastic interaction. That might be a highlight for this route, and that wasn't even planned. I've had so many comments on my videos recently about how FSD isn't ready yet and how it still makes all these mistakes when it drives like a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old or whatever you want to say. But we have perfect example right there of it being able to navigate some really complex scenarios and really well. And it's only gonna get better from here. So we got so many folks that are hating on the system, but they're missing out. Really, that's all. That's how I see it. You can not like or not want to trust AI, but it is. This system is proof positive. It is coming, and much faster than anybody realizes. And I wager most of the folks that are in the comments talking shit about FSD, they've never experienced it. You truly have to sit in this seat or in the passenger seat to really get a good grasp of how well this system actually works. And don't get me wrong, too. I love to drive myself. I got the performance model because I love to drive. But I also love this technology. It's so much fun. Okay, so we should have been in full screen mode the whole time. Sorry about that, but human fluster, right? Let's see, update this. This is my mini map, looks good. All right, so we're gonna cross this traffic. This is gonna be a bit of a challenge as well. We got a good creep line here. We're not in traffic, and we've got 2 lanes going each direction. This is an intersection that's probably fairly equivalent to my Chuck Cook left turn, where we've got turn lanes coming each direction. We might be able to jump into one of those turn lanes. But we've got lots of traffic coming from each direction, going, you know, somewhere between 35 and 45 miles an hour, depending on the driver. But we're going to go straight through, and we need a large enough gap, and FSD needs to grow a pair in order to make it. And it can go after this Jeep if it's got enough. Nope, it's not going to. So it's still being a little bit timid, and this guy in the left turn is probably a little bit angry that it didn't take it. So we've got traffic here coming from the left now, and it's going to have to wait on all of these. And then we're going to have more traffic to the right. So this is a challenge. I got nobody behind me, and these guys wanting to make a left turn. And see, even that guy just like jumped out. And then we got traffic coming from the right now. Had a little bit of motion like it wanted to move. But yeah, all the traffic now is coming from the right. And we got some to the left. This is going to require FSD to grow a pair in order to make this, or we're going to be here for quite a while. And I may have to intervene. So we still can't go. We got traffic coming to the right. If we go now, yes, perfect. Okay, so that was very good. Slowing way down here for I'm not sure what. I didn't see anything. But it made it right through the intersection. Very comfortable. And it didn't also get crazy with it. So that was at appropriate speed. And it was just a little bit strange how it stopped or slowed down after the intersection. All right, so this is super clear, not a busy street at all. And continuing on our route. Anybody else's seat feel like it doesn't save when you save your profile. Like mine's always leaned way back, and every time I get in, I have to adjust it and save it, and it feels like it doesn't save to my profile. Super strange. Super strange. I feel like I do that almost every time. Anyway, so far, 0 interventions, 0 takeovers, 0 hands on the steering wheel, or I've had my foot hovering over the accelerator, and more so the accelerator than in FSD than the brake, pretty much ever. Like, I can't remember the last time I've actually had to use the brake for an issue. And we're gonna go right through here. All right, so I think, oh, it's gonna pull over because our destination is up here on the right. We'll go ahead and I'll put it in park because I guess that's what you need to do once it stops. Oh, it's pulling over a little bit early. Yeah, we need to go up and around the block. So that's strange. Let me see if I can edit trip. Whoops. Move this thing. All right, let's see if we can reroute, which totally should be able to. All right, good right turn. Pay attention to the road. Up to speed quickly. We're on our way. Okay, so next we've got an easy roundabout, and actually, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna add a stop because we got a bit. I'm adding it here so we can go all the way around that roundabout. If that does it, no. Paying attention to the road. Edit trip. I'm not going to be able to make it probably. We're going too fast. Let's see. Here. That's where I want to go. Add stop. Okay, great. Perfect. All right, I got it. And without it nagging me too much. So we're going to go 3/4 of the way around our roundabout here. And then we'll do another attempt going all the way through. Perfect. So I was wondering if it was going to be a little bit slow for that truck coming around, but nope, totally went in. And without like gunning it or anything. So really great negotiation with the traffic in the traffic circle. Love it. All right, so let's, I'm going to have to turn around here for the car. So we'll go ahead and take over. And then we're going to turn around. See, edit trip. Well, yep, there's the next route. I don't think we're going to be able to manual U-turn here. I probably could have made it, but I'm not trying to scrape up my wheels today. Get a reroute here. Yes. Okay. Double check. We should be able to go through. Yep, perfect. All right, so nagging at me already. Paying attention. Eyes on the road. Easy enough. Rolling right through. And a turn signal for the right exit. Love it. Oh, and construction again. Look at that. So we'll see actually what happens here because our destination is definitely beyond that. And I won't be able to show you the mini roundabout today. It looks like maybe they're even doing some work on it. So that's interesting enough. But let's see if it takes this detour appropriately. I got somebody behind me, so it's not like... No, it's going to want to take a right. So, taking over. All right. That confused the folks behind me. They got into the turn lane, and that's unfortunate. But, yeah, I was wanting to take a right instead of a left. I might have let it do it just to see what it would have done, but not today. So let's see. I'm going to. Here we go. And we'll remove this one. Okay. All right, so a little bit of a bummer because that little mini roundabout, it's weird. It's got like it's just a smaller median in the middle, and so the circle is really tight. And it used to give some issues to version 11. I haven't had any issues with it recently, so it's kind of a strange new development that it would do it again. But it basically wants to run over the curb in the median, and it's one of those that has like the driveway curb, so it's not even like that big of a deal. Nope, we don't need to turn right here. Nope. All right, so taking over there, and I think that was a map issue rather than anything else. Oh, that's irritating. Why? No. What is going on? All right, so we've got some strange issues going on here with like routing issues that is totally not following anything that has to do with the plan and not following the directions. So I'm wondering if it was like some of the weird routing stuff that I've got going on. Oh, done. So there you go. So I saw it there, and maybe that's an issue. And I saw some, Dictionary Hill also mentioned that if you're getting a warning here for like you need to stop at a supercharger, it doesn't display on this little screen. There should be an indicator or something here, but that should have been my cue that I hadn't actually hit that done. So it doesn't look like that would be. Gosh, maybe even the initial error with the construction wasn't FSD's fault either. I don't know. So anyway, we're set here, re-engaged. I bet you that had a lot to do with it. So I guess we'll find out in post who was wrong. Is it human error? Quite possibly. More than likely. Alright, coming up to our destination. Oh, and okay, so it's actually done this a few times where this is like a parking lane instead of a turn lane. So I will count that as a disengagement because this really is not a turn lane. But when I've done some of my other tests here, it sure treats it like a turn lane. I'm worried for my windshield. Luckily there's no rocks sticking out of the top, but look, there's some dirt flying off of it there. Not excited about that in the least. And maybe we're going to go around it now? Okay, so it looks like it is going to move to the right. I'm wondering why it did that, because I mean, I would have moved to this lane just simply because I want to be behind that truck, but at the same time, that's the lane that generally we want to be in. Now, is it going to speed ahead of this truck to make the exit? We shall see. So again, this is totally fine if it makes this exit, but yes, it's going to have to get in front of this truck if it wants to make the exit. And I just literally saw on Chuck Cook's video where the vehicle sped ahead to make its exit. Are we going to be able to get that same thing here? It looks like it. So it needs to move ahead to this truck and get into the left lane. Is it going to get into the left lane? Is it going to turn on the blinker? Is it going to forego it? Oh, it did it right at the last minute. Look at that. Plenty of room to get in front of that truck without cutting it off. That was human-like as well. Like, that's what somebody tried to make enough room for that truck so it doesn't slam on its brakes and feel like it's being cut off, but then also waiting for the last minute and then also not breaking the speed limit to do so. So that was also pretty fantastic. And we sometimes get some indecisiveness here with this lane selection, and we're good. All right. Yeah, here I've noticed in this exact intersection, that turn you just saw, it's kind of gone in between those two lanes. Sometimes when there's traffic in this left lane, it will have a hard time deciding whether it wants to be in the right or the left. All right, because we got to merge up here. So are we going to speed ahead of this car so it has to merge in behind us? Yeah, certainly am. And that's exactly how I want to handle it too. Again, it didn't floor it. It didn't try and jump out ahead of that vehicle, but none the same did it just perfectly. Phenomenal performance for this afternoon. And I think it's too bad that this has not gone wide. And feel super lucky that I got into one of these early waves. That never happens to me, you guys. I'm generally right there with y'all. As a Class C FSD beta pilot, usually only getting into the latest of late waves, and especially on a rollout like this where it might have been a pause, definitely being on the waiting end of things. So in my view, this version is 100% better than 11.3.6 in so many ways. And I'm going to end it here. In so many ways, but and totally should. Oh my gosh, why is it beeping at me? Pulling over, my guy. And all right, that will do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I sure wish everybody got 12.4.3. It has been performing phenomenally. The hands-off, eyes on the road works really well. Super stoked about the progress we're seeing here. And looks like we're on to 12.5. So Elon mentioned in Chuck's tweet today, his X post, that his ADAS drivers are already testing 12.5. So that's really exciting, and hopefully we will start seeing those roll out to employees this week, and then hopefully the early access group, Omar, Holmar's blog, all those folks, John, by the end of the week, so then everybody can get their hands on this next version. Hopefully it's a little bit more confident. That's really the only thing I'm looking for at this point, but other than that, 12.4.3 has been the best version yet in my town. It's extremely comfortable, and the first time I've really felt like I can indeed take my hands off the wheel and feel comfortable about that and let it do its thing. So again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace!